Welcome to Women and Resistance, a powerful podcast where we honor the courage, resilience, and revolutionary spirits of women across the globe. Hosted by Ayafuberi Eneli Esquire and Adesoji Iginla, we uncover untold stories of defiance against systemic oppression, whether colonialism, racism, sexism, or economic injustice. From historic icons like Winnie Mandela and Fannie Lou Hamer to today's trailblazers, we shine a light upon those shaping a more just world. This is a call to honor the past, embrace the present, and build an empowered future. Yes, greetings, and welcome to another episode of Women and Resistance. This is the podcast where we center women who didn't just survive history but shaped it through struggle. I am your host, Adesoji Iginla, and with me as usual is my co-host who will eventually go into character. But tonight, we are traveling to 19th century Senegambia to examine one of the fiercest defenders of African sovereignty. By that, we mean Her Majesty Lingeer, Indarte, Yalla Mbodj. Before colonization was formalized, that is, before the Berlin Conference carved up Africa as it currently is, she declared, Walo belongs to us. To understand what she meant, we have here Her Majesty Ndate Yalla Mbodj. Welcome to Women in Resistance.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And thank you for being here. To help those of us who are not so much in the know, could you help us walk us through who is Ndate Yalla Mbodj? For starters.
Who do they say I am?
Well, the history books describe you as the Lingeer. What does that mean?
A beautiful place. God-given place on the face of this earth. And as the sun is rising, the very specific hill that I would climb, and I would sit on a stone in the morning. You people today don't know the importance of herbs. You have figured out some things and you abuse it. But in my day, we understood even the spiritual components of these herbs. And every morning at sunrise, you could find me in my specific location, smoking my herbs and looking out over the land that was given to my people for generations. Beautiful, the lusciousness of our land and the rivers. Early in the morning, you will hear the fishermen as they're coming back because they will go out sometimes in around midnight, late, and fish through the early hours of the morning. And as the cock is crowing in the morning, they are returning. Canoes weighed down with fish that don't exist today anymore because of the pollution. These Frenchmen, you ask me a question, I will come to the answer. I will. But it is important for you to locate me by the Senegal River. We did not bother anybody. We sought only to live as we saw fit. And every morning and every evening, you will find me taking in the beauty, letting the ancestors speak to me. I'm Lingeer, Ndaté Yalla Mbodj. Lingeer, today you people will try to translate as queen, but it was more than that. The daughter of Lingeer, Mboj, descendant of the Jews' maternal dynasty, as sovereign queen of the kingdom of Walo. I speak now, so you and my daughters and my sons will remember who I was and why I resisted and why you must resist these people and the virus they've infected the world with. They will break the hearts of Black women over and over again. Tell my daughter Jasmine Crockett, come and talk to me. I would tell her some tales. Was born in Walo, a kingdom carved between river and sea. The Senegal River shaped us. Its floods fed our millet and rice. Its waters carried our canoes and our commerce. And you know what? Even the currents of the river protected our borders. You could not all of a sudden show up. We knew ahead of time. You people have many names for it. I hear one of the names you have is called weed. Only an ignorant people would take a powerful herb when used right and call it a weed. We were a matrilineal nation. Unlike many of the kingdoms around us, whether there was a king or not, the power flowed through the Lingeer, the Queen Mother line. This was the foundation of our strength. We, daughters of the Jews, Seer women whose legacy goes back centuries, far, far, far back. We held not just spiritual authority, as you found in many other areas where there was a matrilineal dynasty as well. We also held political authority, and the foreigners could not understand this. We resisted Islam. Many of the areas around us fell. Even the Moors, sometimes they will want to be our friends. Sometimes they will be fighting on behalf of the French. The vacillating back and forth. We stood firm and we resisted any foreign form of spirituality because we had our own and we were feared by the French and even other rivals, other African kingdoms, now that you people call us African. My mother, Lingeer Mboj, she was a formidable ruler. As a child, I watched her command the Council of La Manche, the nobles. I watched my mother negotiate with the Moors of Traza and the Brakna. Today, you people want to take little girls and put them for domestic service only. Who taught you this nonsense? The feet of my mother, I learned that power is not violence. It is intelligence, strategy, resolve. But nobody lives forever. And so my mother died, and my elder sister became the Lingeer before me. But when she passed, burden fell to me. I did not have to seize a title. I inherited it through the blood of the Joseline. And the nobles confirmed what lineage had already declared. I would be the Lingeer of Walo, co-sovereign of the kingdom, the spine of the crown. You have to understand, in my time, and the leaders should pay attention to what I'm about to say. A queen's marriage is never her own. A queen's marriage is diplomacy woven into flesh and bone. Love, 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 love. Where has your love gotten you, my people? Still, your marriage is falling apart here. Look, has it worked? My first marriage was to Brak Yerim Mbayik Yeli Mboj, king of Walo. It was a union our families put together to stabilize the kingdom during dangerous times. But even he knew to marry within my dynasty, my lineage, was to his benefit. With him, I ruled, I guided the council, I oversaw diplomacy, and I defended our sovereignty. Let me tell you, one time, you want to hear this story?
Go on.
One time, the king, my husband, and the many of our soldiers, they were gone on an expedition. And some of our neighbors were aware of this.
Upset.
And they thought that meant we were, what is your
vulnerable.
word? Vulnerable. And they came. My lesson. It was the woman. You know, we had used the natural landscape to create a barrier. You could not enter at all into our territory without us knowing from any angle. And they thought it was just women. And we taught them a lesson. We defended our sovereignty. But in so doing, do you know that may have created even more issues for us? It seems that of all the kingdoms around, the French now zeroed in on our own. The shame of being defeated
Women.
by a group of women. Look at these useless men. Well, my husband, Brak Yerim, he now died. And after his death, I chose for myself my own next husband. I married Damel Birima Ngone Latea Fall of Keyo. This was another strategic alliance because it strengthened the ties between Walo and Keyo, but also he was the most preeminent warrior. And we faced the same threat, Walo and Keyo. We faced the same threat. You know what that threat was? French expansion. They call it expansion. These people cannot go and stay in their own place. Why are you always bothering other people? And then you want the people to serve you. What type of human beings are these? Today, you people want to be like them. We forbade any of their language, any of their traditions around us, their clothes, nothing. But today, you people just want to go and embrace the very people who brought about your downfall. How have you forgotten? That is why I accepted this invitation today. As annoyed as sometimes I am, to have to tell stories that Ajalis, Agrios, they are telling, but you people are not listening. And you are not learning. We came together in a strategic alliance because we understood we had a common enemy. What is you people's strategy today, my children? What is your strategy today? You fight over this, you fight over this, you have a common enemy. What is your strategy? From this marriage came my children, including my son, Sidia Leon Diop. Hey, when I tell you that I had a son, he was a son. He would carry, let me tell you, this child of mine, he carried my fire and the fire of his father in his heart. They could not quench it. And believe me, they tried. By the time we're now getting to the late 1830s, early 1840s, these French people, I just call them people just because.
You are listening to Women and Resistance with Aya Fubera Eneli Esquire and Adesoji Iginla, where we honor the voices of women who have shaped history through courage and defiance. If you're finding these stories inspiring, take a moment to subscribe, share, and support this platform. Together, we amplify the voices that deserve to be heard. Now, back to the conversation.
Even regular wild animals don't act like them. To call them something else is actually to diminish any other thing I would compare them to. These people now had, what did they call it? Ambition in the whole area now known as Senegambia. In fact, they brought their priests, and these old men will come and they will, if you're not careful, they will disarm you. They come, they are really like so first they say it's trading. When you start trading with them, the next thing, they are now making demands. And then their cattle have to come through and graze. Oh, but if you come through an area that they've conquered, you have to pay them tax. You have to pay them this. You have to, on our own land. Then they will now study us, understand how strong we are spiritually. So then they now come in with another angle. And that angle is religion. And they will bring these men, the very frail looking white men, and they will act like they have no power. And the whole time they are spying, because when you think that you are dealing with just a one powerless person, you welcome them. You might even give them shelter, even give them food. The whole time they are observing. Then you might even give them 2 or 3 young people to help them. And they'll be teaching those people their language and learning your language and learning your ways and finding any points that they can use to create division. This is what these people specialize in. Are you people not using your ear to hear, your eye to see, even now? So they now brought this white man, what was that man's stupid name? Louis Fadherbe, something like that. His mission is their governor to come and govern us. Probably useless in his own place. He came with a mission that should have been clear to us, where we combine efforts to resist. Instead, we are letting them pluck us off one by one. You think if they pluck you, this one, that will protect you. Have you people not learned? His mission, control the river. Look at, did you make the river? The river that existed before you. How were you going to be the one to control it? Control the river, control the land, control the people. And they wanted Walo first, because controlling my kingdom meant strategically that they would now control the gateway to the interior. What did they want? You see all this gold on me. This is just a small part. But they knew whatever a human being needs to survive, we had it. I told you about the fishes in our river. I told you about the lushness of our land, millet, anything, the animals. And then add to that, we had gold and all kinds of other precious metals. And they wanted it. Some people were confused, could not see clearly what these people had in store. When they bring you their little gifts, their little useless gifts, ask them, if their gifts are so amazing, why did they live where they were? Let them stay where they are with their own things now. Let them stay there. I saw their intentions clearly. These are not friends. I refused their treaties. I'm not signing anything. And I rejected any claim to any authority that they said they have in my land. In my land? I don't think so. In their own records, they would tell you. I sent a message to their French commander, governor, whatever his name is. And I said, this land belongs to me. Not me as an individual, but me as in a representative of the people who came before me, the people existing now, the people who will come after. I said, I am not a woman who sells her country. Cannot sell my land. What are you going to give me for my land?
Protection.
Huh? Protection. Protection from who? Hey, how do you even open your mouth to say that? If you are the one attacking me, how am I also going to you to protect me from... Hey, is that not surrender? How am I going to you to protect me from the thing that you are bringing yourself? Does it make sense?
Exactly.
Those words of mine, they are written in their own history books. They wrote it. I told them, no. There's no negotiation. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing. On this land. Please, tell the African leaders where they are. How are they still selling our land? How? Are we a people who sold our land? Is it yours to sell? How? Something that you came and saw. How do you now sell it? Is it yours? But when their virus has infected us, they came to control river, came to control land, came to control... You too, you believe that is the way a human being should operate. So these crazy white men, they now try to impose tribute fees for grazing rights, for the animals of our people to eat, that the animals that were there before them. Fees for trade, even fees to move along the river. Looking at this world that you people live in, I'm looking at you people like this. How did you come to accept? I hear you people pay for water. I hear you people, if you walk on the road, you pay. So they have to collect some money from you. Yeah, I heard for you to go and fish in your water, you have to, what do you people call it? A license?
Yeah. Need a license.
You have to pay money.
A permit.
I'm trying to understand you people's language. So permit is as in you pay money for someone to give you permission. The person giving you permission, did they create the world? How is this thing theirs that they now get to? I refused. I'm not paying anything. My people are not paying anything. I know you cannot come to my land. Then they tried, hey, there are other, I told you they tried many different ways. Trade, get us to maybe start to drink their alcohol, start to use the different herbs from our own. See, our own herbs could never hurt you. But when they take this herb, they now put other things. The next thing, people are losing their mind. So they tried trade, then they tried the religion, then they now do their famous divide and conquer. So they're like, oh, okay. Now these missionaries that they have, they're spying on us the whole time. Say, oh, there's the Jews people, and then there's the Logara people, and then there's the Tediak people. And they have some slight differences. Let us exploit the differences.
Divide and conquer.
They tried to stir division among all these noble houses, and you know what? I held those noble houses together. I held the kingdom together. Then the Moors of Tarazara, led by, Mohammed El Habib. We were initially in one accord. We must resist the French. The next thing, they think they are getting weapons and that the weapons will make them stronger from the French. And so now they shift their alliance
to the French.
This is how they have conquered us. This is how they continue to conquer you people today. They find the division, they exploit the division. That is what happens. But I stood firm. And let me tell you, if there's one thing that the white man hates, maybe only less than he hates his wives and his children, it is for any people to stand firm and resist them. That firmness, they would dream and plot on how to take you down if you tell them, I am not afraid of you. Are they not at war now with another group that was minding their business? What do you want for yourself when another people want it for themselves? That becomes a threat to you. So, from about 1946, no rest. We are fighting on different fronts. They will come this way, we will fight, we will resist. They will come that way, we'll fight, we'll resist. But finally, in February of 1855, in February 1855, I was around 45 years at this time. Faith Herebe, he launched a full-scale assault on my kingdom. Remember it like it was yesterday. They came with European rifles, all kinds of artillery, trained battalions, Frenchmen, plus other black men that they had gotten to join with them. And in their hearts, a deep hatred and an unquenchable hunger for conquest. That hunger is still inside them today. They can never be satisfied. Everything must be destroyed. Everything. That is why there is no negotiating with them. The minute you start to even try to negotiate, they are already looking for you. You cannot trust these people. Am I lying?
No, you're not. I mean,
from today till tomorrow, how many stories have you heard already? How many more do you need to hear? How many are you living today in the present? Am I lying about the nature of these people? They came, rifle. Oh my goodness. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and we were not going to back down. We met them at Jubulu. I gathered the warriors of Walo and I stood before them. My pipe in hand, my heart steady. I told them, today, we defend the honor of our ancestors. And if Walo falls, let it fall standing. People in this America that you people are, did not one of your people say something like, he's an African? I tell you why he's an African. When you hear certain ways of speaking, you know that person, whether they claim it or not, they're African. Did you not say, you cannot, someone cannot ride your bike, your back. Unless you are bending down. Yeah. If a Walo falls, we will fall standing. It is not because we bent our knee to you. It is not because we decided that you alone get to determine how we live. No. Hey, it's a battle. Cavalry charged first. The hooves were on the plain, charging. We had a javelin. We had saber, we had sword. And as they were fueled by their desire for conquest, we were strengthened by a long call from our ancestors and even the ones yet to come that we must defend our land. This battle was not just for us. And as we are charging, with their guns, come and see brave men and women just falling, tore through our whole lines. The artillery, all our formations. Hey, have you ever been outside and rain, like hard rain? You know, rain can be soft rain. And then there's a rain that when it hits your body, it's like on your body.
Torrential rain.
Those bullets were like iron rain. It just is shattering us. We fought until the ground drank our courage, blood gushing. Hey, because of what? Because of wickedness, because you must own everything and everybody. My dear brothers and sisters, my children, there's no negotiating with these people. But even with their guns, they can't kill us all. Abi?
True.
But if we don't resist,
we can't afford that.
And then the worst is then we forget our stories. We forget who we are. We take on their God. We take on what they say about us, and we become completely useless. We fought. I come from a courageous people, but even courage has its limits. Against weapons designed to do to human bodies what was never intended for them. These weapons of empire. Walo fell that day. I was able to escape. I talked to my people, and they said they must not capture our Lingeer. I was able to escape. When the French, as my people continued to fight, when the French captured Ndate and then captured Diobulu, they haunted me. Because you know what they like to do at that time? When they catch us, when they kill us, then they put us on our head on a stick.
On a spike, yeah.
And try to terrorize. So, who are the original terrorists in the history of the world? Tell me.
Imperialists.
People like to give them fancy names. But what they are, now they will now go and call somebody else what they are.
Yeah, projection.
We too, we will believe, and we will start to call ourselves. They will put the head on a spike to create terror amongst the people. The original terrorists. They wanted to parade me as proof that Walo had bent its knee. And the Lingeer, we don't bow. That is, in fact, I wonder if, what is the lady that you people talk to? One of my daughters, the one who killed herself before they could capture her. I wonder, she might be one of us. Because we do not bend the knee here. You are not going to use us as example. With the help of some of my supporters, I was able to escape across the river. Moving under the night sky. Hey, it's not today that we started to use the water. Harriet Tubman, one of my daughters. Yes, those waters carried me until we got to Keyor, where Damel Lat Dior, my relative by marriage, offered me refuge. Remember, I told you, strategic alliance.
Yes, yeah.
They came after them. They must get. They said that I'm not there. They're not nothing. They risked even their own for me because there's no concession to these people that is enough. Now, the French believed that exile would silence me. They took my son and put him in a French school to learn their ways. They thought they were going to indoctrinate him. He was 10 years old. I told you that the fire of his mother and his father was in his heart. We had already taught him who he was. So when they took him and tried to fill his head with all of their religion and their propaganda and everything,
it was too late.
And my son returned. They gave him, what name did they give him? Whether Leon or something kind of name they added to his name. And my son said, oh, he came back to Walo. Sidia. They called him Leon, but we call him Sidia Diop. And although he spoke their language, he knew their letters, all of that. Submission to them? No. He continued our struggle. his attacks, his strategies. He refused to cooperate with that colonial administration that had taken over. And it made him one of the most feared men in all of the area now called Senegal. When they could not contain him, could not fight him anymore, they finally were able to capture him, and they did what they like to do to our leaders. Exiled him to Gabon, a place that they had already conquered, far from the land that shaped him so that he would have no support, no ability. But even that, I ask myself, even when they exile us, how is it that we have fallen so easy to their lies, the divisions they put amongst ourselves, that instead of forging more alliances, so the more you send us to other places where Black people are, the more we get closer together. We don't do that. Why don't we do that?
Proximity to whiteness?
We don't believe in ourselves. We have forgotten. We have bought into what they tell us about us. So what became of Walo? The kingdom of my mothers. It was annexed into the French colony of Senegal after its fall in 1855. It's like I could sing the song of my people right now, but maybe if I sing some of the songs you people will already know, you will understand the feeling I have right now. One of my sons, but emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. But then there's another one, oh, you people might not see him as a prophet. Michael Jackson. Michael was so frustrated, he started to sing, leave me alone, like a small boy. Leave me alone, oh. Did he not sing that song?
Leave me alone.
They will not, oh. We have to fight these people. They annexed our kingdom into their colony. I thought it was like ants, like other kind of animals that have colony. Why would these people think that they have the power to control other people? They completely dismantled our institutions. You know what they do when they observe us? I'm telling you people that these tactics have not changed. They look for who are the people who are in leadership? Who are their spiritual leaders? Who are their military leaders? Who are their leaders in terms of trade, in terms of crop and agriculture, everything? And then their goal is first eliminate those people. Because if they can eliminate those people, then they weaken the populace. Do you understand? So the war that is going on now, what do you see that they try to do first?
Well, they took out the leader. Now they're seeking for groups within the polity that they can lean on to do their bidding.
Yes. And what are they trying to do? To create division. Is that not what they're trying to do now?
Yeah, the old playbook.
To create division.
Correct.
And then to give some weapons so that they would now start to fight each other and weaken you. When you have fought each other and weakened yourself, then they just come in and conquer. They dismantled all of our institutions. They dispersed the nobility, anyone that they didn't kill, they scattered us. Essentially, they tried to erase us. But let me tell you, they never truly ruled us. They occupied us, but they did not rule us. There's a difference. Just like they occupied Ethiopia at one point, but they never really ruled Ethiopia because Ethiopians did not agree. And I'm telling you this, for as long as my name is spoken, as long as the river continues to flow, as long as Senegal remembers her daughters, Walo lives. And I, Lingeer, Ndate, Yalla Mbodj, I live through every woman who refuses domination. I live through every woman and man who will protect their land. Everyone who stands firm before the powerful and says, I do not sell my country. I do not bow to conquest. I'm my mother's daughter. And you, my daughters, now feeling the harshness of rejection. You cannot bow to conquest. Look at in this you people's United States of America. Did Stacey Abrams, I think that is her name. Did she not fight for you people?
Yes, she did.
Did you elect her?
Twice.
I know you people say it different, but the name says okay. Did she not fight as well? Did you people elect her? Look at you now at work. And then this young whippersnapper, she's my daughter. That Jasmine girl, like her. You think you have taken her out? Some say that I died a natural death around 1860. But there are also some who say 1 minute I was there and another minute I was gone. All secrets do not have to be shared in the open place.
True. Very African.
I live on. I live on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You've added to a canon of women who have not only led the resistance, but in some cases, continue to lead the struggle mentally and in some cases quite literally. We have come to the end of this week's episode of Women in Resistance. But before we go, next week, it's going to be the turn of Fannie Lou Hamer.
We are connected. All these women you have been talking to, there's a connection.
So next week is going to be the turn. It's going to be the turn of Fannie Lou Hamer, and I'm sure people will be looking forward to that. Until next week, any final thoughts from Yalla Mbodj?
Very important that you keep these stories, that you look for information to learn more about these stories, that you know who you come from and who you must then be. And the funny thing is, these people actually tell some of our stories in their own books. Now, when you're reading it, you have to read it with wisdom. You have to read it in the context of who we are. You have to pray and ask for the Spirit to be with you when you're reading it so that you're able to figure out what is true and what is their propaganda. Anything that they write that makes you feel less of a person, I guarantee you, they are lying. And anytime they try to make you feel weak, I'm telling you, it is because they are aware of their own weakness.
Projection.
But you must study. You must study. Study, because sometimes they call me Tigress of Walo. Sometimes they call me Lingeer, she who stands firm. You too must stand firm. Let me enjoy my pipe.
So yes, thank you for coming through. Until next week, when we sit with Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, it's been a pleasure getting to know Yalla Mbodj, and I thank the audience for coming through. So until next week, it's good night and God bless. That is it for this episode of Women and Resistance. Thank you for joining us in amplifying the voices of women who challenged injustice and changed the course of history. Be sure to subscribe, share, and continue the conversation. Together, remember, we honor the past, act in the present, and shape the future. Until next time, stay inspired and stay in resistance.